Welcome to a Monday. The weekend was money. Nice weather, mild in comparison to what we've experienced this month of July. I have this pattern up, this low, and then that little blue line is the jet stream, and then you kind of make out California. This pattern is what's developing and wants to hang on. This is the pattern that stretches out the marine layer, cools us off, delta breezes, even cools off the Central Valley from the onshore winds. This pattern is developing, and it looks like it wants to hang on for the next week, right through the weekend. So there's so many things that are good about this. First of all, the fire danger gets helped out. Well, there might be some wind next Friday, Saturday, but that's after a good week of mild weather. So that would give firefighters an opportunity, and you'll see coming up those fires, especially the park fire, really a visual downgrade in terms of the size. When you look at the smoke, it's like, whoa, where'd the fire go? We'll look at that, but this low is a major flip-flop from where we were for the month of July. The month of July ended up being the hottest July ever recorded in the state of California. So California's money, because the gold rush records are pretty valuable. You go back to the 1850s, early 1850s, you've got Sacramento, you've got San Francisco. These records are not like SFO. You know, those records go back to when the airport was put in the late 50s, early 60s, I think, early 60s. That's okay, but we're talking 1849, 1850. So these records are big. And when you break a record like the state of California from Laguna to Redding, when those temperatures are above average, the hottest it's ever been recorded, that's saying something. So now we got this. This trough is going to hang on, and it's going to give us much better fire protection or fire resistance because of the increased humidities, lower temperatures. Those winds on Friday, Saturday, we'll have to watch those. But it's going to help firefighters all over. It's going to help air quality. And I keep thinking a lot about air quality because Central Valley, literally for the June, July, August, well, not so far in August, but the air quality not good and the heat oppressive. 100 plus every day in Sacramento, every day, 100 plus in Redding, 105, 108, 110. Smoke. So in terms of health, I guarantee you're going to feel better this week, especially if you live in Red Bluff or Chico. So, I mean, just in terms of your robustness and your ability to just let your body just sort of heal. A lot of heat. Heat's the thing, right? I mean, I talk about it all the time, but heat's the thing in terms of weather. Everybody goes, oh, it's tornadoes, floods. That's what kills the most people. Hurricanes. Heat is the thing that takes out the most people. Pre-existing conditions, like if you have asthma or whatever, heat just throws you off. Even if you don't have anything overt of pre-existing conditions, have you ever noticed how you feel when it's 105, right? Kind of mealy. Imagine being 90 years old and running around in that kind of heat, or imagine being 3 years old. Remember, forecast highs today in San Francisco, depicting or representing that low. You can see, I mean, some of these temperatures are average, some temperatures are below average, some temperatures are above average, but even average feels really good right now. So these are the forecast highs. So San Francisco 68, Concord 87, Redding tomorrow or today and tomorrow, and the next few days are going to be in the low 90s. So Central Valley getting a big break. Chico 90 degrees. That's you got to go out to 4 Mile out there, or I can't remember if it's 4 Mile or 1 Mile. I think there's both a 4 Mile and a 1 Mile, but they have swimming holes out there on the Butte Creek, and or on the Chico Creek, and you can see that 90 degrees. It's gonna be nice. Sacramento 86, Modesto down below 100, 6 degrees below 100 in Fresno at 94. So a nice week ahead. Let me pull this out here, and you can look at the 5-day forecast. I'm doing the forecast first, so you don't have to sit through the fire stuff or the air quality stuff or anything that you don't want to. These are the 5-day numbers, and these are for the Bay Area essentially. But the idea being, this lower tier right here, that's Concord, that's Antioch, right? Look at these temperatures. That's as hot as it's going to get this whole week. And as we go into the weekend, the same type of thing. So we will keep our eyes on that, and hopefully it continues in that realm. The realm being temperatures that are below average or at average. It's awesome. So I don't know what happened to they got rid of that. Okay, so we'll go here. This is the computer model, the vorticity maximum, basically the jet stream. I'll roll it through here like this so you can see how cool it looks. First of all, that's northern hemisphere jet stream coming around past the date line over right when you see the motion. Now we'll back it up, and I'll draw an X around Let's see if I can get this. I hate this part because the arrow goes away, but see, that's California. So keep your eyes on that spot, and then watch. That's that trough right there, and then look what develops right behind it. Another trough, and look at this big deep trough. Look at that. That's enough. That spinner, see that counterclockwise flow. That spinner is enough to keep us cool over the next, oh my gosh, many days, over the course of this week. This is a close-up of the vorticity. Vorticity is just spin in the atmosphere. If it spins counterclockwise, it's unstable. The air rises, it expands, it cools. It's weather, typically. Positive vorticity. Negative vorticity, NVA, is when the air spins. It's a shear, but it's spinning counterclockwise. Or no, pardon me, clockwise. Counterclockwise on the positive shear, and negative shear is clockwise. And the clockwise spinning of the air parcels forces air to sink. In this case, this is positive vorticity. You can see the reds, that's air's rising, it's cooling. I know, there's a lot. You can look up vorticity, it's sort of interesting. But so this is on Monday afternoon. Look at that thing. I mean, it's not rain, but it's going to definitely decrease temperatures and cool us down. And then you get a little break, but then look what happens on Wednesday. Another one clicks to the north. And if this was winter or even fall, it'd be rain for sure. It'll be rain up in Oregon, but for us, we're just far enough south. So, but see how the pattern persists? Now we're into Saturday. Now we're into Sunday, Monday. And look at this area right here. It just continues. And then the high starts to build out a little here. And then, but look, boom. That is the 27th of August. Does that happen? I don't know. But the general pattern is going to kind of be there. And that general pattern is for below average temperatures or average temperatures, which would be awesome. Here is the park fire. Let's do this real quick. Park fire looks awesome right now in terms of, okay, that's the burn zone, right? That you can just see that fanned out area. The fire, the hot spots are up in here, right there. And if we pull up the containment's 38%, they've been holding it at about 420,000 acres. We can, let me kick this out. We'll go to a camera. I think this is Morgan Summit. And this is what's really encouraging. I looked at it this morning and was very happy to see this. This is the fire. This is the hot spot on the fire and the leading edge. And we'll put it through march it through some time, but how different does this look, right? So CAL FIRE really, and also that wind direction is interesting too, although I think it's just variable and light. But CAL FIRE's done a really good job of corralling this fire, creating breaks, creating burn areas, backfire. I mean, it's probably, I would say, I mean, I'm not in the program over at San Jose State, but I would say that Craig over there is going to use that as a tool to talk about good fire management in terms of wildfires, because that's the largest wildfire in the state. And yet, well, fortunate that there's not a lot of structures, it's not a lot of population. There are people, and there were people put out and lost lots of things. But in terms of the size of this fire and the way they've managed it thus far. So with that, we look at our air quality. And our air quality in the Bay Area looks pretty good. Pretty good, for sure. And you get out of there a little bit, it's much better. Chico's still a little sketchy up in the oranges. And then we'll get into up by Trinity Alps. So you get the idea. So air quality, Sacramento's still not great, but it's not horrible. The reds are what you worry about, or the dark oranges. So good stuff. This was going to be our, let me see, maybe I can round this up again. Let's try it while we're sitting here. Reload, come in. This was our satellite picture, but it's not going to, oh, there it is. It's good. Yeah, okay. So this is our live satellite. And what do you see? You see this, you see the fog along the coast, and you see, let's see, I'll put the arrow here. There we are right there. And you can see the fog of Monterey. And you know what I don't see? A lot of smoke coming off those fires. So that's money. Okay, so that's it. This is Monday. The rest of the week looks pretty awesome in terms of weather. So coast will be cool. Inland will be mild to warm. My money doesn't